Please be advised that everything in my video is purely for entertainment purposes. These are purely my thoughts and opinions and are subjective. I must advise you to please do your own research. All media users found on the public domain and are fair use and fair dealings.
Hey guys, I hope you're all keeping well. So we've got lots of content coming this week. We have got a couple of videos coming out pretty much back to back. This one obviously titled Finances and Fraudsters. Then we have Princes and Puppies. And then we have Charles is calling Harry's bluff. So I hope you check back and keep checking because I know some of you don't get notifications. These are definitely 3 videos and I might squeeze in a 4th coming to you this week. So sorry, it's been a little bit quieter than normal. I have just been busy, with 2 college courses and my new job. But as I promised, I will keep coming back and doing these videos. So let's get the first video off to a roll. It's been announced that Archewell made less than $50,000 in its first year, despite the fanfare that we were absolutely subjected to across all media outlets, on the internet, newspapers. We have been given proclamations every time that Meghan and Harry have so much as donated $25 to a cause. So it came as a little bit of a shock that they actually managed to raise less in donations compared to the amount of money that they spent on legal fees in their first year. Now, a lot of these legal fees have been to do with wrapping up Sussex Royal. Sussex Royal, as most of you know, when they left the Megxit, they wanted to keep that. They wanted to make it a profitable organisation. The Queen said no, they weren't allowed to market the word royal, which obviously then went to the big demanding list that the Queen doesn't own the word royal. Well, as it turns out, she kind of does. Now, you would think with all the multi-million-pound deals that Harry and Meghan were given, again, that we have proclamations, worldwide news, they had millions coming in from every single angle for offers of books, talk shows, interviews, you name it, they were lapping it up, production companies, Spotify, and I'll speak a bit more about them later. So when they wrapped up Sussex Royal, they changed the name to MWX Foundation, and they dissolved the foundation on the same day. Now, what makes this come across as a little bit dodgy is at the time of liquidation, they owed £78,500, which is basically over 100,000 US dollars, to charities. And the fact is that they've now earned so much money. Why had they not paid the money to the charities where the money was due to go? It does make you wonder about the initial rumours that went round, the reason why William kicked Harry and Meghan out of the Royal Foundation. I mean, it could just purely be due to the fact that Meghan didn't get along with, well, clearly anyone. And obviously the arguments that Catherine had with Meghan in the build-up to the royal wedding. It's pretty obvious that William, at a very early stage, decided that when the treatment of his wife and his staff wasn't going that well, that he wanted to definitely shut that door on the couple. Which brings me to when the foundation split from the Royal Foundation, which they dubbed the Fab Four. Sorry, my husband is very adamant there was only one Fab Four. He was very serious about this. It was agreed upon that any money donations that was raised at the time when they were all 4 of them would be, would be split. So there was a large donation made by the Royal Foundation, which was approximately £145,000. So that went into Sussex Royal. And then there was also a donation that went across to Travelist, Harry's charity set up for, well, we're not quite sure, but sustainable travel industry, which obviously, what with the pandemic, that probably didn't take off as well as it should have done. This brought the attention of the Charity Commission, which was asked to investigate, saying there's something not right with that. Now, they did investigate it and they found that basically both charities were in the clear. But the thing is, Travelist, at the time of me doing this video, I looked on the charity registration board. Travelist is still not listed as a charity. Maybe I'm looking on the wrong website and maybe some of you can give me clarification here. But if it was meant to be set up as a charity, as far as I can see at this moment in time, it's not. So that means charitable donations from the Royal Foundation went to a limited company. Now, it is listed as a non-profit, but that means basically that they don't have the same jurisdiction over them as a registered charity will. But considering Harry owns 75% of the shares in Travelist, it does make you think, where has that money actually gone if Harry's not a charity? As I said, the Charity Commission said no, it's fine because it was going from one charity to another. But as it turns out, Travelist isn't one yet. As it turns out, Travelers' profit and loss statement, £11,538. So they've had a lot of deductions. So is that now all that's left from the 2 massive donations that came over from basically the Royal Foundation with a pit stop into Sussex Royal? Obviously the US is completely different rules to the UK, but I do find it convenient that Archewell raised less than $50,000, which enables them to file very basic information. Plus, given the fact the foundation was actually incorporated in Delaware, which is known as a little bit shady. So it does make you think, what are they up to when you think that they signed up with an ethical banking firm? And Meghan's campaign for paid leave, to do with tax paying individuals and citizens of the USA, to the point that she wants to go speak to the women of Congress about it, it does seem a little bit hypocritical yet again that they are literally building their empire in Delaware. Why on earth would they not pay full taxes so their money goes towards the state of California actually helping homelessness, the police, the crime? But no, they're kind of doing something a little bit shady. So it just makes people question, why are they doing this? What are they up to? Obviously, Archewell are not the only company to do this, to set up in Delaware. Lots of corporations do, but that's why it's made it into the headlines across the USA on multiple occasions, that it is known for companies that maybe are not being quite honest what they're doing with their money. And Archewell isn't the only company that they have set up in the secretive state. A new report by the Daily Mail has found that they have 11 separate companies set up there, all managed by and created by her former business manager and lawyer, Andrew Meyer and Rick Janelle. Now, both of these are listed as CEOs on Meghan's personal company, Frimfram. Frimfram is what Meghan had set up before she met Harry. This is what managed her TIG blog. Now, obviously, it makes sense that everything would be in Meghan's name. Silly move for Harry, I think. But Meghan is obviously a US citizen. Harry, it's still unknown. It's been reported that Harry doesn't want a green card, so that means technically he shouldn't be able to earn money, buy property, and various other things that come with it if he is only out there on a temporary visa. But again, I'm not sure how much of this would be disclosed to the public. Either way, 11 companies is definitely causing people to go, red flags here. Why would they have 11 separate companies? They've apparently got 4 in entertainment, 2 or 3 in publishing. They've got investment company, and then a couple of, unknown really. Aussie in Florida actually commented on the story, and they said it's to do with tax avoidance. They use each company to pass around finances, always keeping them below the tax threshold for the IRS. The companies can then pay a franchise fee to the foundation for using the trust name, and this means that they will show a loss at the end of the tax year and pay no tax. Otherwise known as shell companies. So you can basically funnel money into all sorts of different places across these companies, transfer funds, and then when it comes to the end of the tax year, when you're like, if you've earned over a certain amount, you have to pay it, then they can go, oh, right, we'll split that there, put that there, put that there, put that there. Oh, no, we don't owe any tax. How would you have thought it? Now, this is just Aussie's explanation and my understanding of it, but it does cause a lot of red flags because you just think, why not just be transparent? Could you imagine the average person being able to get away with something like this? Just open up lots of shell companies, and then when it comes to like your tax return every year, go, I'll stick a bit in there, bit in there, bit in there, bit in there. HMRC in the UK, which is the equivalent of the IRS in the States, would come down on you like a ton of bricks. You would have your arse in court, you would be fined. They do not mess around. So I find it just really, I suppose, a little bit entertaining that this couple just seem to almost court controversy by the decisions that they make. And it makes you wonder, who is behind these decisions? Do they have a team of advisors helping them and saying about this is what you need to do? The fact that Rick Janelle and Andrew Meyer have been with Meghan since way before she met Harry, it makes me think that she might have a little bit more to do with this and understanding what's going on than what Harry would. And can you imagine, I'm just saying it, I don't wish it on the couple, but could you imagine if they divorce and Harry tries to get any of this sort of money back? You've got 11 different companies. Nope, not there. Nope, not there. I mean, she's going to have an absolute field day, as will the lawyers. Now, while I was looking into this, also in passing was Doria's company. Now, I've never had a problem with Doria. She actually, out of everyone, has actually remained tight-lipped and silenced and managed to retain a relationship with her daughter. So I'm not laying into Doria whatsoever. But she recently basically bought a company, and she is the CEO of the company. She is the company's secretary, and she is the chief finance officer of a holistic home care service for senior people, for seniors in California. Now, what makes this flag up is Rick Janot set that up. Yes, Meghan's business lawyer set that up in, guess where? Delaware. Yes, you've got it. Now, the actual company itself, Doria is pretty much on the board, or owns the board, runs the board, but she's not actually actively working at the care home business herself. But the actual business model does sound like something that would match with Doria's skills. She is a qualified social worker, and it's supposed to offer holistic treatments and services, and that would again coincide with the fact that Doria is a yoga instructor. But as I said, what makes it flag up is one, it's in Delaware, but two, when it was actually set up in Delaware by Rick Janot, it was October 2019. And in October 2019 was when Meghan started the whole, I'm not okay, her and Harry were very unhappy. This was the start of laying the groundwork for Megxit. So this company is then created. Now, what does raise more questions is when this company was created, it was an entertainment company. Here's a document here. This is all on the public forum before anyone says that I have been sleuthing and obtaining records illegally. Now, this shows that it was registered and set up as an entertainment industry. And it was only in April 2020 when it suddenly got changed from being entertainment to a caregiver. Again, this just goes red flags. Why would a company have been set up to provide this under entertainment by Rick Janot, unless it was the fact that it was just bought with no idea what to do with it at the time until they'd actually left the royal family, and then it was like, okay, what can we do here? We'll do caregiving. There we go. We'll sign mum up to it. So I don't know. As I said, Doria, I've never bashed Doria, and I'm not really bashing the couple. I'm just talking about the fact that their finances and the multiple companies that they seem to be setting up, plus all of the fanfare to do with all of the fundraising, all of the £1 million empire that they were supposed to be building, nothing seems to add up, and it's naturally drawing public interest. I'm not saying that Harry and Meghan have done anything untoward, but as per normal, they don't seem to do anything straightforward, so of course people naturally are beginning to ask questions. What are they up to? So when they left Frogmore, when Megxit actually happened, and they did the big announcement, they were in America, they had the huge announcement of Archwell Foundation, they were launching, it was this big fanfare. The USA welcomed them with open arms. They had celebrity friends. They had people backing them. They were in high demand to appear on everything. They wanted them on Ellen. They wanted them on Oprah, James Corden, The Late Late Show. They wanted the couple. They were going to be on red carpets everywhere. This is what we were fed. And maybe at one point this was something that was probably true, but they seem to have fallen out of favour. From once having connections to the Obamas and Oprah, that seems to have fallen flat now, with Oprah reportedly no longer speaking to Meghan due to the embarrassment caused from all of the lies that were told in the documentary. And Michelle and Barack Obama famously did not invite Harry or Meghan to any of the birthday celebrations because they felt that they were not to be trusted. Michelle reportedly was unhappy with the way that Meghan and Harry trashed their family, because the Obamas, whether you like them or you don't like them, they are incredibly family orientated. And I think most people around the world agreed that they shouldn't have aired dirty laundry for a big fat paycheck from Oprah on global TV. It should not have been done. And I think it definitely was the turn in the tide for the couple, even with US audiences. So now we enter 2022 and the charity hasn't had the sort of donations that it expected. Spotify and Netflix are both apparently so unhappy with the lack of content they've had, they're now employing their own staff to take over the projects. Yes, Spotify is actually advertising for staff to create, presumably, a podcast for the couple so they could just have their names at the bottom of it, Harry and Meghan. Spotify urgently trying to justify the fact that they paid them near enough £500,000 per minute for a single 35-minute podcast, which was mainly celebrities telling us how tough they had it in lockdown. So it was so unpopular that they got beaten in the charts by whale noises. Yeah. Netflix seem to be reportedly doing the same, despite all the advertisements that the couple are employing all these new members of staff and these, six-figure salaries. Still got nothing to show for it. Now they're reportedly employing people to take over the production of Pearl. So it would seem that whilst the couple can spare time to go on Oprah and, promote certain products and be like, chief impact officers and investment bankers, they can go to New York on their kind of fake royal family tours, but they couldn't spend 30 minutes recording a single podcast. There is going to be people, I think, at Netflix. Well, Netflix not so much because they pay initially a retainer, which at this point they might ask for back at some point. But they tend to pay on delivery of the product, whereas Spotify reportedly paid them up front for this. So I can imagine there are quite a few people on Spotify running around like chickens with their head cut off. But what it does say about the couple is, why on earth would other companies want to sign with them and get them to do multi-million-pound contracts to advertise or to produce works for them when they couldn't even do something as simple as a podcast? Anyone can do a podcast. You can sit in your car and do a podcast. You just record your voice and you upload it. It doesn't mean it's any good. It doesn't mean it's going to be amazing. But that is how simple it is. And you're telling me that Harry and Meghan didn't have any time to record anything. I mean, Meghan could read the bench on a podcast. Harry could just talk about Invictus. Meghan could even, talk about being a mother to 2 young children. It would have absolutely sold, especially by their fan base. But to do nothing, the offers are clearly drying up. People are washing their hands of them. So as I said, the shine of this couple has definitely worn off with a lot of people worldwide now. They don't seem to be doing so well. And then people started looking into their finances. And around about this time, a story came out that fraudsters have been using fake endorsements of the couple to promote Bitcoin scams. Now, I find this slightly bemusing for one of 2 reasons. Firstly, the fact that the couple have sold the royal family down the drain, haven't they? They have literally hawked everything to do with the royal family for a paycheck and completely trashing them. And secondly, the biggest one, their latest cheerleader, who is whipping up the Sussex Squad fan base into a rabid foaming frenzy, has himself been accused of committing cryptocurrency scams. Honestly, it's all on the internet. Just tap it into Google. You couldn't make it up. Rumours are that he's been hired by the couple's team to try and take down Twitter and YouTubers who call out the couple for their questionable behaviour. How true this is or how far the couple are aware, I have no clue. But recently they did try to have a tweet taken down by Angela Levin, the royal biographer, using lawyers, and Twitter basically said that she didn't breach any of the rules and guidelines. This to me is basically a perfect acknowledgement that they are indeed watching social media. So this alleged fraudster has actually been hired by a team of lawyers before. They actually asked him to do a similar report, or rather put pressure on by targeting people that supported Johnny Depp in the Amber Heard court case with The Sun. He is also reported to have done the same sort of pressure and manipulation tactics to people that were also supporting Donald Trump in the presidential election, using the same level of targeted harassment and false allegations and guerrilla warfare tactics. Now remember Meghan's own words, flattery and criticism go down the same drain, and she drowns out online chatter with positivity. It would seem that if Meghan and Harry are involved with this fraudster attacking people, that maybe that's not entirely accurate. Several royal reporters have also been attacked, and it would seem that anyone who does not fangirl over the couple is now deemed what this fraudster calls a hate account. He doesn't actually ever explain what a hate account is. He tends to say that basically anyone who says anything negative about Harry and Meghan is racist. So he likes to pick on mainly white women, and one of his favourite targets at the moment is Wally, Yankee Wally, and me. The absolute irony in this, given the way that Sussex Squad fan base behave, the awful attacks that they have done on the monarchy, the Queen, Catherine, Princess Anne, the children, they have said some of the most deplorable things that I have ever seen, and I have never even said anything close to the level of what these people put out there, the vitriol, the nastiness. But hey, why let a little bit of truth get in the way of something that's earning him money? He gets a lot of donations from the Sussex Squad fan base, thinking that he's going to take people like myself and Wally down. And at the end of the day, talking about someone is not a crime. It is called free speech. Unfortunately, the level of hatred is directed at anyone who do not treat Harry and Meghan like cult leaders. And I'm sorry, I'm not sorry. It's not going to happen. The sort of people that do that and basically just accuse me of all these things without ever watching a video or following me are flat earthers, my husband calls them, because you could stick them in the rocket, you could fire them up into space, and they would still tell you that the earth is flat. You can't reason with stupid, unfortunately. Anyone that's actually bothered reading the report that's going around, and I'm not putting links to it because I think he's had more than enough attention. Clearly, he's the sort of person that can't quite cope with it. It's gone to his head. Woohoo! But anyone that's read the report, it's just a lot of mumbling and rambling and directing hatred at a couple of accounts. There are hundreds of thousands of accounts, YouTubers, Twitter, all sorts of Instagrammers. There are all sorts of people that have all sorts of different opinions. And unfortunately, he just seems to want to take down me and Wally. It's made up. It's one man's personal vendetta. So whether Harry and Meghan are aware of this man and his report, I'm sure they are because Omid Scobie keeps promoting it lately. Who I'd like to point out, I have never allowed people to attack Omid on my channel, but all of a sudden he blocked me and now he's on board with this latest kind of storyline that they're trying to peddle. But it does make you wonder, has this attack been coordinated? Because it's very strange that the report was finalised at the same time that Omid Scobie was talking about Harry can't possibly come to the UK because there's extremist groups and fixated people. So it makes you think what they're trying to say is, I'm one of these dangerous fixated people. Oh dear lordy, yes, this is how ridiculous it is. But it's very strange that it happened at the exact same time that Harry has decided to sue the Home Office because he doesn't feel safe. Wally not helping matters by saying that she'd want to throw tomatoes. But apparently this is actually flagged up with people. It's an old-fashioned thing. It's historical. You used to put people in stocks and throw rotten veg at them. It doesn't mean that someone's actually going to do it, but this is the bizarreness that is this cult that seemed to follow them. So guys, I'm throwing it at you. What do you think? Do you think that this assault is all being sort of coordinated to help Harry's his argument with the Home Office that he needs to be an internationally protected person? Because let's be honest, he wants free security back. He wants free worldwide security. That's what it's all about. Or do you think it was just the right sort of timing that their shady dealings with all their multiple shell companies in Delaware were announced? It was definitely a deflection away from that. So it's got to make you wonder, surely the couple would not want to silence their critics. They've got to think long and hard about it, because if they really do actually silence people from talking about them, from royal reporters, people like me, Wally, Celt News, Murky May, if they manage to silence us, that's pretty much going to be 90% of the actual coverage that they get that will be gone. They've got to look at it as any attention, whether it be positive or negative, is still attention. Anyway, guys, I will be back with you very soon with the next video. Princes and puppies. It's a bit of a mixed bag, but we like a good mixed bag video. So I will see you very soon. Take care for now. Bye.
If you like my video, please remember to like and subscribe. Please, angry typists, you will be blocked, so save your fingers the time. If you would like to buy me a coffee, please go to my About page and click the link. Love, Taz.